Look at that. All the boats are kind of hanging around instead of sailing through like normal. It's driving up the cost of fuel and fertilizers. Their whole global economy is gonna crash. What's going on?
Curious, let me see. Oh, the administration zone in the area has been attacked, you see. And in response, they mined the sea with explosives and threatened to sink any boats that try and sail past.
They did what? Why were they being attacked?
Well, the primitive creatures on this planet are very stupid, and instead of a peaceful, decentralized, anarchic existence, they use an hierarchical structure of control. Sometimes they're ruled by ruthless, dangerous, religious regimes that force compliance through violence and murder, religious lies and fear. Or sometimes they have democratic votes in a system that indoctrinates them from birth with media control and presents a false dichotomy of limited candidates chosen by the elite class in a blatantly rigged election.
They could just rule themselves.
They are still very primitive.
But there's an obvious tension here, right? The masses can't know who the elites are serving. The elites are just draining their wealth.
Indeed, and these primitive selfish ape creatures tend to be corrupted by power, so the masses would usually be right to assume they are being exploited.
After all, where could the riches of the elite come from if not from the labour of the masses?
Exactly.
Alright, but what's that got to do with the boats and the attack and the global economic crisis?
When times are hard, or the elite become especially corrupt, a demagogue often takes advantage of the alienated population.
A demo what?
A demagogue. It's a type of rhetorical and leadership style prevalent in this species. A strong man, a rabble rouser who reinforces the people's prejudices and whips up the emotions of the crowd, pointing their anger at scapegoated outgroups and corrupt elites. They exhibit a disregard for democratic checks and balances. They speak in insolent terms, lying for emotional effect. They exaggerate dangers to stoke fears and promise sensationalist changes to restore the nation to its imagined prior greatness. They drown out reasoned deliberation and encourage fanatical factionalism and hatred.
Right, and the people fall for that, do they?
They're a very stupid species. They swallow it all, even though the demagogue is usually a part of the elite that they are rallying against. Take this orange one with a comical hairstyle.
Look at him.
He's an oligarch property dealer, the son of another oligarch property dealer, as corrupt as any other member of the elite class. Yet he claimed to be from the outside and promised to root out corruption and drain the swamp.
And it worked. They voted for it.
Twice.
They wanted to punish their ruling powers so much that they fell for the lies of a corrupt faction from it, who was diverting their attention towards exaggerated dangers, promising to punish the elites and an imagined outgroup. oh my.
It's a classic behaviour for this species, a pattern repeated over and over again in their history. They never learn.
Right. So, once in power, what does the demagogue do? Not peacefully decentralised wealth and power to the masses, I assume.
No. They replace the elite with their own cohorts. They loot the state's wealth as rapidly as they can. They tear up democratic norms, corrupt and threaten the justice system, build an oppressive national police force from violent thugs, They project paranoid fear everywhere and launch wars around the world for control of economic resources.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Wow. They must be a pretty simple species to not see that coming.
Yes, and highly indoctrinated with advanced psychological and media manipulation techniques. Then given a choice with no meaning at a gerrymandered election where the elite pick the candidates. Even so, they have to be kept scared. The demagogue explains that he had a feeling, has intelligence, that they are about to be attacked by an enemy, and he must counterattack in advance to take enemy resources.
Classic. Not to give the resources to the masses, though, of course.
Oh no, the masses won't get the stolen resources. They will be distributed to the demagogue's new elite. Well, they would be, except on this occasion, the attempt to take enemy resources is blowing back in the demagogue's face. Honestly, it happens to every demagogue eventually. He didn't understand the complexity of his own world supply network, or his own weakness, or the retaliation for his provocation. He didn't understand that the war must cost more than it could possibly have gained.
They're way too simple as a species to see that the costs of war always exceed any possible gain.
Especially since they're all one, all the same. It's a world which is warring upon itself.
Mad. So he attacks to steal their wealth for his oligarchs, and as a distraction to squash an imagined threat, and in response, they close down the shipping lane.
Using a power that the attacked nation barely knew they had. For 100 orbits, this planet's shipping lanes have had free passage, and now the ability to toll this shipping lane is a condition for peace.
And every other nation near a narrow strait will want the same. The whole world's oceans full of tolls.
It could escalate that way if their elites keep looting and their hierarchy grows more top-heavy and they don't evolve to understand that we are all one.
It's sad, really. He imagined a threat to justify a war of extraction, and as a result intensified the animosity, provoked a threat to global supply chains, used up lots of his own local weapons, lost bases to retaliation attacks, and maybe changed the old world order so that every strait and passage will charge a toll, making supply networks more expensive for everyone.
And he can't back down without sacrificing his own image as a tough man who wins.
So their world's economy will collapse. People will suffer with a lack of fuel and fertiliser and food. The general cost of living will skyrocket, all because yet another nation fell for the usual racket of a demagogic con man who started a war he didn't understand and he can't win and can't back out of to try and scare and distract the dupes in his voting base.
There are so many ways that this world could end.
Everyone back home will be dying to subscribe.
It's so exciting. Their whole existence is on a knife edge.